Although The Little Mermaid was the more successful selling of these two tapes in 1990, as 1990 would be the first year since 1986 where they would have multiple releases, other than, of course, the customary releases. Peter Pan was chosen as the fall 1990 release because most people at Disney expected it to sell a lot of copies, and for those standards of 1990, it did sell fantastically. I think it didn't sell to Disney's expectations because The Little Mermaid sold so many copies. Peter Pan could only sell as many as it possibly could. Now, I have 2 copies of Peter Pan specifically for one reason. They have different labels. As you can see here, the logo is much bigger here, as you can see. Then you have the big Walt Disney Classics logo right there. Print date of March 24th, 1990. The trailers and the stuff on it are not the same. In case you're wondering, the trailers for this film include, I'll show the tape cover, of course. The trailers are a sneak preview behind The Rescuers Down Under and a home video trailer for The Little Mermaid. I didn't know why they bothered to issue out a Little Mermaid trailer because, I mean, Little Mermaid was such a high seller. Oh, wait. Was there something else in there? Son of a gun, a business reply card. Did not see that. Unfortunately, it's a damaged business reply card, but that's okay. You can see there a couple of the titles that were available at the time, if you can see. I doubt you could, though, because my phone, again, is not in the best of quality. The oldest videotape there is Pinocchio. I'm surprised Sleeping Beauty's not on there, but okay, I'll take that. But as you can see, the videotape has a different logo on it. The Classics is moved to the left side, and of course the Peter Pan logo is vastly shrunk down. This is April 7th, 1990. Okay, my opinions on Peter Pan are not particularly high. I don't think of it as a masterpiece. I think of it as a good children's film. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Disney can make good children's films. Personally, I was just looking for something bigger, sprawlier, and better. And the animation's still great. Captain Hook is a very comedic villain. I really do like Captain Hook. I'm not a particularly huge fan of it, and you guys will, obviously, a lot of you who have been around for a while know that, because I've gone on tangent multiple times saying how I can't stand how Peter Pan is out every 5 or 6 years, while I have to wait 11 years to see Aladdin on home video, but again, I digress. It's still a Disney classic, and it does deserve to be held in the higher esteems along with bigger titles like Bambi and The Little Mermaid. I just have my own personal beef with it. Let's talk about a film I probably overly worship just a little bit, and that is, of course, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was released in May of 1991, and though there are differing reports over how many copies it sold, some believe it could be upwards to 15 million copies. I personally believe it was around 10 to 11 million. Before I show the box, I may as well show the tape that does not have a box, unfortunately. This was one of the survivors of the great video purge of 2009, where my mom was throwing out a lot of our videos because we didn't have the room for them, and B, we had a lot of them on DVD, so it was kind of pointless to her, but not because this collection thing. I was going to fight for this. March 21st, 1991. Then I have this title. I'm not sure which one has the special logo, the special new logo. That is not an ink logo. It's actually a sticker label. But it is a legit copy, obviously. I wouldn't keep a non-legit copy. Not after the Sleeping Beauty debacle. In case you guys are wondering, you can look up that video at any time. Okay, this is the one with the special logo. This is an extremely rare variant of the logo for the Jungle Book with purple ink text. I think that's fantastic. I think this was one of the better finds for me personally, because I love the Jungle Book as much as I do. I got this one in a big eBay auction. Did I? No, I got this one in the what? I thought I got a copy of the Jungle Book in the eBay auction. I'm not sure. Maybe it was that one this one for all I know. This one I believe came from the thrift store in a big release where I got a lot of good videotapes like The Rescuers, one of those copies of Bambi, one of the copies of Peter Pan, One of the copies of Pinocchio, the later ones that you'll see. This print date is March 26, 1991, and this one should be later. Yeah, it is. It's July 25th, 1991. Let's put one of these tapes away. Look at that lovely jungle text, as you can see there. I probably overrate the Jungle Book more than any other human being on the planet. I friggin' love this movie with a burning passion. It's actually kind of weird how much I love this film. The songs are out of this world. It is the best Disney has done in, other than two later Alan Menken, Howard Ashman films, which we will get to, obviously. The animation, while not the best, is still good. The characters are flat out the best Disney has ever done. The story, while episodic, is still very strong. I love the relationship between Mowgli and Baloo. Shere Khan is a great villain. Everyone really has a great part in that movie. Even the side characters are memorable, at least from my opinion. This is a true masterpiece of filmmaking, and it is currently ranked 7th on my all-time favorite Disney films. It is in front of The Hunchback of Notre Dame and behind a film which we will talk about in a couple minutes. So, with that said, this is a fantastic film, and if you guys have not seen it, before you go see the crappy Jon Favreau movie, trust me, it's going to suck. And if it doesn't, I will gladly eat my words. I recommend this one. This one should be a very easy one for you to find. I have 3 copies of Robin Hood, mostly to atone for the fact that I do not have the original. But that is okay in my opinion. Robin Hood was re-released to home video in the summer of 1991 to capitalize on the success of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So Disney was the original, Gold series for film. You know, the ones that like to rip off on Disney films. So they actually were the first to do it. Alright. Let's see what this one is. May 16th, 1991. Now, the reason I have 3 copies, one is, I believe this one is yes, we're going to talk about this one first. I believe this is the right one. Or maybe, I'm not sure. I think this is the second backup copy I have for the original one. Let's see. Opens very easily, though. It's kind of worrying me for the future. This one is June 5th, 1991. You can't really see the ink label, the print date there, but I could see it in the light. I don't know why the box does not want to stay open. Probably because I don't watch Robin Hood as much as I do some of the other films. Again, it's not Robin Hood's fault, but hey, what you gonna do? Now, this one is the key different one. This one is from February 7th, 1994. That's because after its release in 1991, its re-release at least, Robin Hood would become a staple of the original Disney line. It would join Alice in Wonderland, Dumbo, and The Sword and the Stone as a traditional title. Robin Hood, I'd say it's in the middle of Disney film quality. I think it's got its fair weather fans, it's got people that really don't like it. I'm more or less in the middle. I mean, it's no Sword in the Stone, but it's no Aladdin, let's just say that. It's like somewhere in the middle. Because I do have many fond memories of watching Robin Hood. Though, I don't remember ever passing through the climax until I was maybe like a teenager, maybe? Not a teenager, like maybe like a 8, 9, 10-year-old maybe. I don't even know why. I guess I just got uninterested when I was a kid. And that's probably the problem. It may keep your kids interested and it may not. It's a good film. But it was released during a time when Disney really was falling from their graces. It's unfortunate, but hey, it happens. This is the final release of Dumbo for the Walt Disney Classics Collection. This would start up on home video in 1991, the later half of 1991. From this point forward, all of the basic releases of Disney films would have ink labels, so there would be no more sticker labels, unless like a specific thing required it. I don't believe I have any more. This is actually a taped survivor of the great video purge of '09. Mostly because this was my sister's very first videotape, so my mom was like, there's no way in hell we're throwing that out. That, and I don't believe we have Dumbo on Blu-ray. This one is March 13th, 1994. This one was, I believe, 90. No, this one is March 25th, 94 too. And let's look at this one in a kind of a crappy box. Again, another hand-me-down. November 23rd, 1992. So, those are my last 3 copies of Dumbo. Yay! This is my last copy of Alice in Wonderland. This would also have an ink label for the last time. Gotta move that Dumbo copy out of the way. Don't want it to interfere. Though I'm not sure if you could see them in the other videos. I think I kept it kind of subdued. This one has an ink label as well. I believe this was from 1993, but I'm not going to make any guarantees. Let's just make sure you guys can see that. And the print date is, yep, September 1st, 1993, right around the time Aladdin would be on home video. But of course, we'll talk about Aladdin later. This is my final copy of The Sword in the Stone. As you can see, it has new artwork. Instead of the sword being out of the stone, it's actually about to get pulled out. And this would be the traditional Sword in the Stone logo until it was released as part of the Gold Classics collection in 2001. I believe it was the last title, too. Oh, there's a proof of purchase thing in there. Always want to show these. Look at some of the classic characters that are on there. Baloo. I don't know why Oliver and the Dodger are on there when they're not even... they weren't even on home video until 1996, but I digress. Always want to show stuff like that that's in there. I don't think I talked about Robin Hood. I did not. Damn it. Oh well. No, I did talk about Robin Hood. Never mind. Wait, did I? I don't think I did. Son of a bitch. I did talk about Sword in the Stone, though. Let's see. April 13th, 1993. Around the time Pinocchio was on home video for the second time. Following in the footsteps of The Little Mermaid, The Rescuers Down Under would be the second post-Untouchable film released in the Walt Disney Classics line. Untouchables were the original 15 films that weren't available, like anything from The Fox and the Hound upwards, so like Snow White. The Little Mermaid was the first, The Rescuers Down Under was the second. The Rescuers Down Under was released in September 1991. It was a decent success, though it would ultimately become a staple of the Classics line along with Robin Hood. This is a hand-me-down tape, so it's kind of old. Sell-through. I like that. April 22nd, 1991, with another date of June 10th, No, that's not a date. Never mind. I thought it was, but evidently, maybe it was just a coincidence. This is a much better copy, a better conditioned copy, which I wouldn't sell because I do really like The Rescuers Down Under, and I do have to talk about it. Very small logo for The Rescuers Down Under. April 30th, 1991. It does not have a sell-by label like the other one did. Now, this third copy is a version that has a different opening. Because it's a much later copy, I believe this is another 93. Nope, February 94. February 5th, 94 to be exact. It actually has green FBI warnings and I believe the 1989 Walt Disney Classics logo. Which, of course, would change after a significant amount of time. My reaction to The Rescuers Down Under is, as many people react to The Rescuers Down Under, we think it is an exuberantly good film, and 10 times better than the original. I say 100 times, but I digress. It has great action, stunning animation. Its only real flaw is that, unlike the two films that was wedged in between, The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, it's not a musical. So that's probably why it doesn't really get brought up in the better Disney animated films list. But I believe Rescuers Down Under is number 21 on my list. Between Tarzan and Tangled, I believe. In case you guys were wondering. George C. Scott is a great villain in this. Bob Newhart and Ava Gabor are great in their roles. Even John Candy as Wilbur is a lot funnier than I remember him being. I guess because I used to compare everyone to Robin Williams as the genie, so Oh, that's sad. Two awesome comedians that were in Disney films are dead. Aw. We have to end on a high note. Rescue Down Under is an awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Yeah. There is no discernible trace of the Walt Disney Classics logo. This is still considered a Walt Disney Classics title. This is Fantasia, which would outsell Cinderella as Disney's biggest seller of all time in 1991 when it was released as the Christmas release. Fantasia was only available in the United States for 50 days, and in 50 days alone, the film sold about 14.5 million copies, making Disney believe this whole "we're gonna hold you hostage" thing will actually really work. There is no mention of the Walt Disney Classics logo at all, though there is a Walt Disney Classics logo on the tape when it opens. This is a Christmas lead tape. July 17th, 1991. This was actually the first tape I had other than the Survivors of the Video Purge that I had to start this collection. Fantasia is a very easy copy to film to find, and it is also probably one of the greatest films ever made. I friggin' love Fantasia. The animation that coincides with the classical music is simply sensational, and I'm stunned that no one has tried to replicate it since. I mean, this was an ingenious formula, and I guess the only reason there haven't been more made out is because it wasn't really a successful release. In fact, because it's Halloween tomorrow, I'm gonna be watching this film extensively, along with what am I watching? Charlie Brown Christmas. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and maybe Ichabod and Mr. Toad, but I'm not sure. But yes, the Fantasia, fantastic film, stunning animation. Probably the best, if not for Pinocchio, it probably would have been the best that the studio has ever done in the early days, including Snow White and Dumbo and Bambi and all them. I really cannot say in exact terms just how great a film Fantasia is. It's just that awesome.